Reaction from families now to the Koharys, a family of three from Sydney. Their joint income is over $150,000 a year, so they don't qualify for family tax benefit A or B, but they do receive a childcare subsidy of $7,500, and they're worried that might be reduced in this budget. ABC reporter Adrian Rochella is with the Kohary family. Adrian.
Hi Jeremy, yes I am at the Kohary household in Western Sydney. I'm joined by Alex and Braden. First of all, I guess your overall impression of the budget, what did you think?
I think there's going to be a lot of families around Australia that are going to be continually to have to be really conservative with their household budget and continue to plan really carefully, particularly with extending their family with so many changes to family benefits.
So you had one little boy, Xavier, who's 10 months old. Your main concern was whether or not the childcare subsidy was going to stick around. It looks like that's unchanged. How do you feel about that?
I think we're
relieved, yeah.
Greatly relieved because that's really a productivity lever to support parents to continue with their careers and contribute to the economy.
Because you both work full time, so that subsidy really does play a key role in making that affordable for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it greatly assists our family budget each month.
And you were also worried about the paid parental leave, and that looks like it's staying. That also played a big factor when you were having Xavier, and you're happy about that staying?
Yeah, I think that's a fabulous measure that the federal government brought in because it helps so many families to spend just that little bit extra time with their new child, and it really supplements the paid maternity leave that employers also provide.
One of the changes is the Medicare safety net. That's going from $1,200 to $2,000. What do you think about that? Is that going to hurt?
It might in future, like when we look towards having another child, the amount of expenses that would go with just hospital expenses, just doctor's appointments,
yeah.
and all that.
And all the range of specialists that you need to see. You can't predict whether you're going to have complications perhaps in a pregnancy, or your baby might have complications, so you just don't know what level of care you're going to need.
Because those bills, they add up pretty quickly, don't they?
Very quickly.
Now, you didn't get the baby bonus last time. That has now been scrapped. But how do you think that will affect the choices that other young families can make in terms of perhaps, expanding their families and making it less affordable for them to do that?
Well, it'll affect them right off the bat. Once their child is born, they're going to have a lot of expenses hit them all at once, and then they're going to have to budget well ahead to try and work out how they're going to pay for cots and prams and formula and bottles and everything. And so, yeah, it's gonna be a big hit to them.
And while we don't know the finer details of this extra childcare funding, this $300 million fund, how do you hope that will play out in terms of making childcare more affordable?
I'm hoping that the money is going to be directed to perhaps supporting childcare providers to pay their staff when the new national regulations require a greater ratio of staff to have specific qualifications. So I'm hoping that will help to pay for their rises in wages rather than the costs being passed on to families with children at centres.
So you said to me earlier that you had a couple of sleepless nights over this budget. How do you feel now that it's all out there?
Yeah, we're relieved, I guess, to some extent. I know that the government is trying to fight off this budget deficit, but I think as long as they still have to realise that they've got to cater for, they've got to provide services to everyone. That's what they're there for, in some way or another.